Hi! Welcome to my YouTube channel where I will be sharing weekly virtual assistant tips with you. So let's get started. I'm Kristin Stampini. I started with virtual assistants about 8 or 9 years ago in my first business because I couldn't afford to go any other route, and I knew to grow my business, I was going to need an assistant. So what did I do? I said, wow, let me look into hiring a virtual assistant that is skilled, but also would be affordable for me to grow my business. I knew my business really couldn't grow any bigger without assistant help, but I didn't have the money to put into the business through assistance. So I hired a virtual assistant. How did I figure out what a virtual assistant should be doing for me? Well, what I did is I wrote down every single day what I did during my 12 hours or 14 hours a day of working. I wrote everything down for an entire week in detail of all the things that I did, and then after I went back and literally looked at all the details over that week of the things that I was doing and figuring out the money productive things that I personally really needed to do, but then figured out the things that an actual assistant could do that I really didn't need to do as a business owner. So I circled all the things that an assistant could do for me. And that's basically how I started with my first virtual assistant and what their duties were. So the first virtual assistant was really somebody who could do a lot of different things. And I basically hired through a company because it was easier for me. I knew that the company could probably find better skilled people. I really didn't know the hiring process. So I used a company to actually hire my virtual assistants, and I was really happy that I did, because anytime the virtual assistant wasn't working out for me, they would replace that virtual assistant for free. So did they actually train the virtual assistant? They did definitely some minor training on basic things. Okay, so for example, like creative things. Being in real estate, and that's one of the businesses that I own today, and that's where I started with the virtual assistant. Being in real estate, there was so many different things and so many different hats that I needed to wear that I knew that the virtual assistant could help me with things like inputting new listings into the MLS. They could help me with taking the contract to close process and making sure that, the contracts had everything, all the I's dotted and the T's crossed. Now, of course, I'm responsible, so I always made sure at the end that it was done right, but I had them doing a lot of the things that I didn't need to do, so I could be out there bringing on new business, new clients. The other thing that they could do is they could do any creative work. So I wasn't that great at creative work. They could make flyers, they could do postcards, they could actually read my emails, tell me which ones I needed to get back to. They could do any type of logos, help me work on my website. They could write blogs for me. They could actually take my CRM, so my follow-up systems, and help me follow up with past clients, and also help me follow up potential new clients. They could also run ads for me, like Google pay-per-click and Facebook ads. They could do research for me, so they could figure out how to do different things that I needed them to learn how to do. They could do social media marketing, so I could have them doing social media marketing, create content. They could also make sure that I was putting content out everywhere. They could market my listings, okay? I wanted to make sure I was standing out amongst other realtors, so marketing my listings different was important. They could also help me with marketing my open houses. They could help me do any type of social media, marketing, creative work, blogging, websites. They could also go into my CRM, like I said, to follow up, Okay, send out weekly reports to buyers, weekly reports to sellers, hot list of homes weekly. So those are some of the things that the creative virtual assistant could do. They could take videos like this and edit them like they did. Okay, so they can do that. They can help with your SEO. So they can take your videos, they can take your keywords, they can run ads, they can retarget ads for you, working on the websites. So all of that is like one creative virtual assistant. Then you have somebody who needs to be more detailed, and that type of virtual assistant is different. So the detailed virtual assistant that can help me look at the contracts and take things from contract to close, making sure I have everything that I need, that, you know, my inspections are on time, you know, working with the lender and the title company and all the things that take up so much of my time that I actually could train somebody else. Then I could also have a customer service person who could actually follow up with my listings. They could call back, you know, potential clients. They can do anything. They can answer my phones. They can give realtors, you know, different information. Now, I have to make sure if they aren't licensed that they're only giving what, depending on what state, you know, that they're only giving information that they can give, but they can give some information, okay? They can make sure they're setting up showings, you know, again, following up showings, putting together reports. There's so many things that virtual assistants can do for you, and that's just real estate. I'm going to talk about other businesses because we own now 5 different businesses. So they work on our different businesses. As an entrepreneur and business owner, they work in all of them. So I hope this video helped you. If you want a list of anything that I talked about, definitely comment below, reach out to us. Follow the YouTube channel. We are going to be posting new information on virtual assistant tips every single week for you. Join me, hit the bell icon and subscribe button. Thanks for joining me today with Virtual Assistant Tips.